Okay, for this problem right here, they're going to ask you to graph a line in slope-intercept form, okay? So they're going to give you a line, just like this line right here. This is a line, and it's in slope-intercept form. Y equals 2x minus 1, and they're going to ask you to graph it. I'm going to show you two methods of graphing this. The first one takes a little bit of time, but it gives you a lot of information of how the graph turns out that way, and the second one's a shortcut. Okay, so I'm going to start with the long way, and the long way starts like this. First, you have to make a table with 3 points. 3 points is like, when you're dealing with linear lines, you really only need 2 points, but 3 points is like a double check type of thing. So what we're going to do is we have our XY table right here, and I'm just going to put in 0, 1, and 2 in for my X column right there. Those are going to be my X coordinates of my 3 points. Now, you could have picked any numbers you want, but 0, 1, and 2 are pretty easy. And then what you do, check this out. You take the 0 and you plug it in for this x, okay? So let's think this through. If you had 2 times 0, not plus, minus 1, that would be -1. So you get a -1. And then we're going to do another one. We're going to plug it in for this x. We're going to take the 1 and plug it in for the x. So if I had 2 times 1, minus 1, that would get me 2 minus 1, which is just 1, okay? And then I'm going to plug in another one. Let's use green this one. I'm going to plug the 2 in for the x now. So now I have 2 times 2 minus 1, and that gets me 4 minus 1, which is 3. So I got my 3. So I got my 3 points here. My first point being this one, and then this one, and then this one right there. Okay, so let's put those points in here. I got 0, -1. That's 1 point right there. I got 1, 1. 1, 1, that's another point right there, and I got 2, 3, 2, 3. That's my other point right there. Okay, so this is kind of the short way to do this. And the reason we did 3 points is, if you were to draw this line right now, what you want to make sure, if it's a straight line, it goes through all 3 points. If it doesn't go through all 3 points, you probably made some calculation here somewhere. If this point, like say right here, let's say this point right here was here, and it didn't go through there, you could say, I probably screwed up somewhere, and you would go back and double check your work. Okay. Now there's the fast way of doing this, okay, and I'll show you how that works. Let's see, where's the eraser? There's the eraser. Okay, look at how small that eraser is. I didn't need to erase all that stuff there. I apologize, everyone. Well, what's done is done, right? Okay, here's the fast way. This slope-intercept form, what's beautiful about it, is this form right here. It tells you 2 things. First, it tells you the slope, okay? And you know what a slope is? It's given right in front of this x, okay? The coefficient in front of that x. Coefficient is what I said. Yep, coefficient in front of that x right there is the slope. So we know that our slope, or our rise over run, think of this as 2 over 1. That's the same as 2. Our rise right here and a run is 2. And then the y-intercept is also given to you. Check it out. The y-intercept, right here, is the constant right there. This -1, don't forget about the -1, is your y-intercept, okay? So that's like your starting point. Think of the y-intercept as where you begin, okay? So with this information, we can graph this same line right over here. Check it out. We start with our y-intercept of -1. That tells us that we start right here. That's our first point. This is giving you your first point, your y-intercept. And then it says our slope is 2. And a slope of 2 has a rise of 2 and a run of 1. So with that in mind, we would just, starting at this point, you go up to 1, 2, and over 1. That's your next point right there. And you go up to again, 1, 2, over 1. And do it again, 1, 2, over 1. And see how it creates the same exact line. So what I think is, you can use either of these methods, but if you're comfortable, if you can remember this, this is a nice short method of knowing what the slope is if it's in slope-intercept form and knowing what the y-intercept is.